welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been a minute since I've been able to post, like a couple weeks. I'm job hunting right now because I got into nursing school, and so now my whole work schedule needs to change. But I'm loving the planner so far, and I did a flip through of the January setup. But I'll just flip through here just to show you some of how it's going. We're on the second week of the month. And yeah, my functional to-do list is working, food tracking and weekly to-dos, mood tracking. So it's going pretty well. And so yeah, things that are like appointments I do in the hourly, but my work schedule I just highlight on the side so it's not taking up too much space for just a block where I'm at work. And then yeah, just the journaling for these pages. My first I didn't actually write all day thing. This was yesterday and this is today, so I still have not quite done it yet. Oh, but I want to use what do I want to use? Shopping? I'm sorry, I'm ruining it. For now I'm gonna put one of these down because I went to a cute event with my friend, so we're gonna put that here just to mark down that I did that with her. These are from Planners Anonymous, and I realized that they match the little space theme and colors really well, so that was probably what these washi were from too. All right, so we are going to set up February, and first things first is the kit. So I am using Sweetstown by Hubman and Chubgirl, who apparently their subscriptions have just completely blown up in the past year. So they keep, shifting how they're doing things to try to make it more practical. So there are limits on the amounts, but they don't seem like they've sold out of this one yet. Last I saw it was 90% sold, so you can still get your hands on it if you like what you see. I'll just do a quick unboxing. I know there are others who will do a full, really detailed one. The box is super cute. All right, so first thing, I'll put this over here. The first thing we have is the pin. I wish that they had done the gummy bear as a pin, to be honest, but this could be also repurposed as like a Christmas gingerbread house pin, so that aspect of it is cute. We have the washies. There's a little town scene and the sweets that have a silver outline. We have the big die cuts. We have gummy bears, which are the stars of the show for me. That's what makes me love it, because when they showed the preview, it was just the little circle candies, and I was like, ooh, I don't know that, like the ones on here. Basically, if the kit was a bunch of that, I don't think I would be a fan, but the gummy bears and the whole sweets town really are what work. So I have the ultimate. So I have the Hobonichi, the miscellaneous, and the planner stickers. So let's get in there. And sorry, I'm talking while this is making noise, but I'm gonna do a voiceover and do my setup on camera as well, but I'll switch, to a voiceover for that so I can speed it up a little. The little scene here is super cute. You're so sweet, sweet town. The boxes. To-do lists, which I don't usually really use, but because they're always too big. They take up too much. Like they don't match any grids, like I could do twice that many to-dos in that space. The to-do list, date dots, weekend banners, daily headers. So that's the planner set. The Hobonichi, they do weekly and monthly. So I like this one for setting up my weeklies and my monthly, go figure. So yeah, this is like the monthly kit, as you can see. So there's some washi, bill do, some icons, some little budgeting style stickers, headers, and decorations. I love the little gummy bear. I wish that was the washi roll, but I'll take what I can get. Okay, hi sweetie, that's cute. You're so sweet. And these are the ones that will fit in a standard Hobonichi size column. Different little headers, days of the week, weekend headers. We have the miscellaneous pack, which is always the exciting moment, to me at least, because I like having something new and different. I mean, they have things that repeat pretty frequently, but so we have like a silver foil, different scenes, some washi strips, these little tickets, which I believe these are the perfect width to go with the regular planner. They did that on their YouTube video, and I was like, oh, that's actually cool. These little scenes, which I love, the Sweetstown Bear banner, mood candies, and the gummy bears. And then finally, we've got this insert that has the, what is it, journaling sticker set, I think is what this one is called. So they've got the more functional, so we have date dots, 2 different kinds, days of the week, monthly headers, the little candy cake, cotton candy, trees, little candy stands. I love the bubblegum lamp posts. I think that is brilliant. The different little houses made of sweets and the gummies. And I guess I am doing a full look through, huh? We have our candy tree, the heart. Those are the extra 2. The extra item for this month is washi flakes of the gummy bears, which is perfect because you can never have enough of these gummy bears, in my opinion, because they are so cute. We have the full sheets of the town, gummy bears and candy, and trees and candy, and then the Sweet Town note and the scene. All right, so I'm gonna start jumping into the actual planning. I'm gonna start with the basics, just do like date covers and things like that, and then the decoration will come later. So stay tuned. All right, so you can see I sped up the footage a little bit now, and I'm gonna get started. So on this spread I have my monthly self-care, household chores, and fun lists. So you can see I started already with filling it out. For self-care, it's stuff like whiten teeth and wax my face, like my peach fuzz and eyebrows and stuff, doing nose hairs, tweezing eyebrows, doing a face mask that's a peel, doing a regular face mask, doing micro needling, things like that. Since it's February, some of the fun items are getting chocolates from a chocolate shop, having Nutella and strawberries, reading a romance novel, having a rom-com night. I want to do a paint and wine night, a Valentine's themed bath, maybe with roses in it and whatnot, make a quote-unquote romantic cocktail, make a Valentine card, things like that. So starting off, I fill in the headers for the monthly. I decided to, like last month, have the headers for the first actual date instead of doing them all straight across the top. It gives me a little more room to decorate. I also have found, and you'll see later, that I actually prefer making the calendar look a little more distinct from the rest of it, and making the rest of the grid that's not in use kind of fade away, and you'll see how I do that later. But for now, we're just watching me fill in the dates. I know it's really fascinating stuff, but I do really love the way everything from this kit just fits so perfectly with this planner. It is the Flow Planner from Rosey Life Planner. And I wasn't honestly sure if it was going to be for me or not. And so far, I am absolutely in love. It is everything that I need. I'm feeling so much more on top of most categories of my life, that never happens. So I'm really excited about it. So you'll see me start to put the days of the week headers on the weeklies as well. And I quickly realized that it's not the most interesting content. So I show you how I will do that page, and then I pull out the headers from the journaling for the weekly horizontal, and then the bigger ones that are from the planner kit for my dailies, and jumped ahead. So you can see I already put down all of the headers, and some of the dates look like they haven't been done quite yet. I use all of the weekend banners. I'm not usually somebody who uses them, but there's the perfect number of them in each kit, so why not use them if I have them? So I put them across Friday for my meal tracker, and then on Saturday and Sunday in the vertical as well. And there's enough for all of them doing it that way. So you can see now I put the date dots on for all of the weeks. And yeah, I like how the weekend banner looks for the most part. It's just I'm somebody who doesn't usually have weekends off, so the weekend isn't like an exciting thing that deserves a banner, because usually I work in a restaurant. And so yeah, I don't really have weekends, but hey, it's fine. So going back to some of my monthly setup pages, I use some of the washi and the adorable to-do list sticker with the gummy bears on either side. I quickly realized I really, really do love the washi, the Village washi. The candy one is a bit too bold, too bright pink, and I don't love the little candies, but it still does turn out pretty cute. So last month I had put the January label in this same spot. This time I decided to do that as well, but first I wanted to create a background with the washi tape, and I like how it turned out. I think it looks pretty cute. So you can see this is my month at a glance. This is where I can do basically my pre-planning, and next to that, if there's any thing that doesn't have a date that I need to remember, I can throw there or in the to-do list section. And then I can break things down more on the weekly to-dos. There are these little faux glitter strips that are thinner than standard, washi strips, and I realized last month they fit perfectly in the little section above my to-do lists, so I used those once again, as I did last month, to fill in those spaces. And then here is where I decided to outline, just in still a light gray, outline the monthly calendar, and I actually feel like it made all the difference in how it hits my eyes. Other people might look at it and be like, it looks exactly the same, but for me, I really like how it turned out. So, and you'll see the finished product in the end. I knew I wanted to use one of the bigger February labels for the monthly and for a title page. So I start with doing some of the deco across the bottom. I really, really love the clear sort of pet tape style houses with the trees in the background and a couple of candies and the little light post that's a gumball machine. So I definitely wanted to use those. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do, I think I just didn't want to use up all of them right away because I really liked them. So I ended up also using this split, these two full boxes that create a full image across the seam, and then filled in the edges with a couple of trees. And then here is Mulder coming to check in on my progress. Thank you, Mulder. So I decorate across the top with the washi that I love, and I have seen other people actually doubled it up, and I did end up doing that later. I wasn't sure if it would really work doing 2 layers of that, but it actually does. It just looks like a busier, bigger town. But what I did is used the tickets from the miscellaneous kit, and this one you'll see, it was too big, it didn't quite look right, so I peeled that one up and used a smaller one, and it ended up being just the perfect size, and yeah, fit both horizontally and vertically in that space perfectly. So I really loved how that turned out. I put February across the side, and that pretty much wrapped it up. I had 2 more little ticket stickers, so I ended up putting them at the top and bottom, as you see. And then I flipped back to the pre-plan monthly page for goal setting. There was this strip of washi that fit perfectly in the little space above the top 3 priorities for the month, and I really like that those fit there. One thing that I am not loving about the flow planner is that there's not a standard washi size strip at the top of each page for like the weeklies and pages like this, but thankfully this kit has perfectly fitting options. So then going into the first weekly spread, these ones are going to be a little bit more redundant, these and the horizontal, but I tried to make them unique in their own way. It's just adding on as I go. So I start by putting the little strip of, it's actually a to-do list, but it fit in that space nicely. And you can see I'm flipping back and forth, just trying to remember what I did last month, what I liked, what I didn't like. And I did like using these custom little strips of washi on the horizontal pages. I think they fit perfectly and look really nice. And this is also where I realized that one of the strips of washi is actually cut up into segments. It always looks like it's a full strip, but then it's not. And the little segments are the same size as the headers. So that's what I put in the top left corner there, and it fits perfectly. So I decided to do that across the rest of the weeks because it's, like I said, it's a perfect fit for the next week. I want there to be enough variety. So for the next one, I start with the little town washi as my base, and then use the adorable little pink strip with gummy bears across the bottom. And like I said, using that same style of strip around there. I do like putting a full box in the top left corner. I've been a planner girly for a while, and the old school vertical kits and layouts, it was always putting one in the top left corner, if nothing else. That's where one goes. And I don't like doing the full bar. I definitely remembered that when I tried to decorate some that way. I didn't hate it in the end, but when designing it, it looked too visually cluttered. But yeah, having the one there is essential. So here I didn't have any more of the strips. I realized the last one was only 3 dots instead of the 4, so I used this faux glitter to-do list and put down the pink strawberry, I guess, ice cream cone house, which is adorable. And across the top, there's also the perfect space for the February label, so I did that across all the weeks as well. And honestly, by the end of this video, it's not even my complete setup because I'm a completionist, and these kits are so perfect that yeah, I want to like use up all the washi, so I definitely add more and more washi as I go. And something that I have also realized is I work better if I can layer, and that's part of why it takes me a long time, first of all, to do my plan with me's, but they also might drive people crazy if they're watching because I flip back and forth a lot. You know, I want there to be cohesion. I want there to be also differences between each of the pages. Sorry about that honking. I just want, I don't know, it's like I get overwhelmed if I try to have a like start to finish a single page, and I've found sort of building up the layers like, oh, I want this washi tape on this page, but then I don't know which decorative stickers yet, and I just use it all as it feels organic. So I insert the monthly tabs on the side. I'm not usually a tab user, but they come in the kit, and I've actually, one of the low-key things I've discovered I love about this planner is the tabs paired with the cover and one of the, what's the name? The sheets that I inserted, not acetate, vellum, sheets at the start that's also like purpley floral coming over and peeking over the edge. It all looks so beautiful together. But anyway, sorry, I will go back to the actual content I am working on now. But I put one label for the start of the month and then one for the start of the dailies for the month to make it easier to flip back and forth. And on this pre-planned page, I once again pull out the tiny strips of glitter just to label or surround the monthly calendar. And then I color the background of the base of the page to create a little town. And now into a horizontal weekly. I have these mood trackers from Rosey Life Planner, and I actually really love them. I wasn't sure because they're not traditional moods, but I think they've actually been better than that for me, honestly, because instead of, oh, I'm in a bad mood today, I'm grumpy, I've been using holding space for myself. And it's like, yeah, I feel like that's actually been empowering me to be like, okay, I need a night to myself, I need to do my own thing. And being able to recognize that and label that has actually been very effective. So I'm creating my weekly to-do list. My issue here is this is one of those planners that duplicates weeks, which I find so strange. I don't understand it, but hey, I have stickers for it, so that's fine. But now it's going to be like super blank on this page except for Sunday. And yeah, I set up this whole to-do, but I guess I don't really need it for that week. Oh well, it's fine. And I started using just every other day of the week to spread out the headers and also to make them fit for my to-do list. And I actually kind of like it. It works for me. It might drive other people crazy, but I like it. And yeah, that type of to-do list has been really nice because that's kind of more routine things that happen more than once a week sometimes, or that I just want to remember to do every week, but it doesn't matter what day. So like this month, for example, let's see, my last week, flipping back, it's like scooping the litter box, doing laundry, grabbing groceries, sweeping, mopping, washing my hair, shaving, watering my farm stand, cleaning up cat messes, deep cleaning the sink. Applying to jobs is a big one for me right now, cleaning off my nightstand, taking out the trash. What else? Moisturizing, washing my face, things like that. And it's really been working well for me. So yeah, this is another instance where it kind of gets repetitive, but I do try to make the deco, well, consistent so that it's functional, still unique in its own way. One of the weeks I end up, yeah, I use the little candy date dots that are very cute, so that it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And then for this week, I actually had a full week of bigger weekly labels, and I used an X-Acto knife to cut them down, and they fit perfectly in the sections I made. So that was a happy coincidence. So that won't be possible every month because usually there's just a fraction of a week left, but there happened to be this kit because it's a shorter month, February, a full week that I could use for that. And yeah, you can see being generous with the washi, and I will just continue to. And for this is the first page where I was like, okay, yeah, I definitely won't have space to really be writing anything in the space underneath the mood tracker, so I put these adorable little candies across the bottom to decorate. For the next horizontal, I kind of do the, is that the inverse of what I just did? I do something pretty similar, yeah, but yeah, I pretty much do the same, but without as much of the neighborhood washi. And I use up the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday from the more oval shaped weekly headers. I'm trying to remember which kit those ones are from. Maybe it's a Hoponichi, or maybe it's a planner kit. I'm not 100% sure. It's definitely not the journal kit. I know that much. And the fun thing, honestly, there's all these to-do lists, also the perfect amount of those every month. There's extra to-do lists, but I can always throw, there's never too many to-do lists, stickers, but these cute ones, there's always the perfect amount for the monthly and then the weeklies, which I absolutely adore. And I will come back to all of these pages. Like I said, I like to layer, so I'm getting down the basics first. So I started with the days of the week and the date dots. Now I'm doing the things that I know, like weekend. I know where those go every time. The to-do lists and how I want to set those up. I now know, after setting up last month and using it for a few weeks, I know how I want to set that up every week. I know where I want the weekly mood tracker. So really just embracing that, the basics, and getting like washi and the basics down first. And then I can go back with all of the fun stickers. So next I'm doing the dashboard for the start of the February dailies. For this one, I decided to use the little neighborhood card, and I didn't want to use the neighborhood washi with the neighborhood card, and it felt like it would be too busy and vibrant to use the pink candy washi, so I pulled out these two other options that I had. The sprinkle one was cute, but it was a little too orangey and didn't really match the kit, which is a bummer because it would have been nice to be able to use that. But I feel like this smush that kind of looks like frosting from Planners Anonymous worked really well, so I ended up using that on the top and bottom, and I really like how it turned out. I didn't end up using it through any of the other pages, but it doesn't feel like it stands out in a weird way or anything like that. I just use it on the first page because it matches the facing page, you know? I put down this You're So Sweet gummy bear and immediately regretted it, but at first it like laid down crooked, and I at least was able to fix that. But then yeah, it grew on me. I figured it out. So for this page, the first two pages, I used one of the washi strips on washi paper instead of on the like thicker paper that the other washi strips from the weeklies was using. This one is like the see-through washi. I just cut it in half and filled in that space. And here's where you'll really see how I just would flip all over. Sometimes I'm trying to match stuff to the weekly headers because they have specific designs. Like these ones have the little candies, so I liked the blue washi with the candies paired with the pink candies on that day. And in my December video, I was spending the whole time just like really looking forward to planning my cookie day and my like Christmas Eve and Christmas. And so then I was just kind of rushing through the other pages to get to that. And that's where I realized, yeah, flipping around is just the way it's going to have to be because it's what works for my brain. So I really wanted to make the 14th, Valentine's Day, extra cute. And I wanted to use these little headers that are little heart-shaped lollipops, and I just put them all across the bottom and ended up cutting off the edges to make sure that they fit, and then adding on mini deco to complete it at the bottom right, and then the bigger stickers at the top. And here's one way that I do really like to use up the boxes. For some reason, when I try to use them like very rigidly and they have to be like perfectly, you know, facing and symmetrical, it doesn't work for me. But if I can just throw them down askew, it does. I don't know why. So that is how I always end up using the boxes. It is also useful to use the boxes as a way to create bigger boxes, like whether vertical or horizontal. It's like it measures it for you, and then you can draw the lines. And I had thought about doing more designs where I include boxes and stuff and have different categories on my dailies, but while in theory I like it and I did practice it a little bit on previous months, it just didn't stick. So it's more pure journaling in these pages back here. So here you can see I matched the polka dot blue Sweetstown with polka dot blue date headers. Here it's the pink stripy washi with the green stripy date headers. So you can kind of see the method to the madness. This page ended up being a pain in the butt for me, to be honest. I just didn't like how the washi was looking, and the more I messed with it, the more I disliked it. In the end, like I'm looking at the page now, I do like how it looks, but I don't think it looks the same as it did when I finished the video. So if you're curious how this page that you'll see I go back to several times, to rearrange the washi strips. If you want to see how it actually turned out, you can check it out on my Instagram. So this is the first page where the gummy bears really came in, and it was very exciting because I was scared to use the gummy bears, but I put down these washi strips and immediately they kind of looked like a dance stage to me, and so the little gummy bears dancing was exactly what I needed. I'm obsessed. I don't know why I'm so into bears right now, but I am. So the gummy bears ended up being perfect. It's teddy bears that I've been really like fixated on. I kind of blame both Leela Journals and Rosey Life Planner because they both have some really cute teddy bear items, and I finally caved and bought Leela Journal's new teddy bear planner cover because I've always wanted the notebook but didn't have a use for it. Like if I was having a baby, I would buy it, but now there's a cover and I'm going to use it. I'm so excited. So this is the page where I decide to actually make my little town. I find this green marker that I have. Unfortunately, a lot of the markers I have, like I just, bought off Amazon and they don't even have labels on them at all. So I always just pull out the colors and see, do a swatch in the moment and see. This one was a little darker than I had wanted at first, but I think it actually ended up looking really nice with these stickers. So you can see me building out the town, and I decided to mismatch some of the smaller journaling kit deco with some of the bigger sheets. I was trying to like create the illusion that it's like further away in the distance and then closer up are the bigger ones. I end up switching out that ice cream cone though, because I didn't love this. I wanted steps leading up to it, but then it would have looked too small compared to the steps. But I use the little jelly bean steps and then the little peppermint steps, and I draw in a little bit of a path in other spots. I decided to create a lollipop forest, and at first I had added one more little lollipop tree, but then it looked a little too symmetrical or a little too, like not foresty enough. It looked too organized. So I found a different home for that one on the right-hand side. But I like my little lollipop forest. I think it's cute. And yeah, then I just color with a brown marker to create a little path. It's a little darker than I would have wanted, but I didn't have a lighter brown. So it is what it is. And I like how the little town turned out. And there's so much you can do with this kit that is more in line with that. I think I almost get too overwhelmed with trying to be too creative about it, but you can check out their Facebook group and everything if you want other amazing ideas. For me, I just kind of want a general theme on each page or a general vibe. So here, I really liked the pastels at the top, and this particular sheet of the kit was very pastel. I think it's that the silver foil on the edges just brought it a lighter vibe to all of the candies, because the whole kit is pretty pastel, but I don't know, just with the silver foil it looked extra pastel, so I really liked how that looked across the top. And now I want to pull in more of the washi because I feel like I was neglecting it, and of course I want to use as much of it as possible. So I pull it into this page and I just do it across the top and bottom, and then I realize that it looks very much the same as these full boxes, so I use those in the center as well. So it's just very much a towny page. So I still have this one strip of stripy washi that I wanted to decide where to put it. So I find its home on this page with a similarly striped Day of the Week header. This page is another one where I end up adding much more washi, but for now I'm adding one of the big bears and one of the big houses just to, I don't like, again, when the boxes are just plopped down completely straight, I need something else going on with them. And here I really like these houses, as I said, the ones that are on a clear backing. So I decided to have them featured at the top in the center. For some reason, for both of them, I put them too close to the date header, and I can't peel them up. They do not peel up at all. Some of the stickers, it's like, they don't peel up well, but no, these ones would absolutely not peel off. So I decided to use some of the little hearts that come in the kit just to fill up the extra space, and I don't mind how it turned out. I think it looks cute. And yeah, the heart type stickers are stuff that I don't usually use, but again, because these kits fit so perfectly in here, it makes me more of a completionist. So I'm like, oh, any opportunity to use any of the stickers, I will. And here I was really liking how the bears looked at the top, except the green one was throwing it off because there's no other green on the page. So I ended up abandoning that idea, even though I really liked how the bears were looking up top. And what did I end up doing instead? I have to find it in here. Oh, I come back eventually, but I don't. Oh, I do it here. Okay. So yeah, I just make it a little village scene up top to balance out the house on the bottom left that I decided to put down, and then a couple of little candies on the top of the left. And I like how it turned out. So now we're back to the Valentine's Day page, and I just can't bring myself to put anything else down yet. I do eventually. And this page is an example of me just throwing stickers down and seeing what happens, and I encourage people to do that because you never know. I actually really like how this page ended up looking. These were just, I'm not sure if these were meant, yeah, they don't look like they are to-do list dots because they have little faces facing the correct way here. So they are just decorative strips, and then I just connect them like they are washi with the little gummy bears. Up top I create a pseudo washi strip with the little candies, and similarly with the gummy bears across the bottom of the next page. And I think that pairs well with the like polka dot vibe, like just little spots of cuteness. And I had one candy and one little bear left, so I put them on the bottom left. And here is where I'm like, okay, now I know how many pages I have left. I know the stickers I'm working with, so I feel a little bit more comfortable throwing stuff down. Thankfully, I don't get too far in this before I remember I do have other pages I need to set up at the start of my planner, like my yearly pages. I almost forgot, and that would have been tragic. So I create a little town scene across the top and the bottom of that page, and I love how that turned out. And here you can see me continue to fight with that page and just flipping through, seeing what I like, don't like, trying things out. So here I decided to use up some of my trees because it matches the tree on the top right. The little lollipop trees are so cute. But these are the cotton candy ones here. And then little dollops of, I don't know, gumdrops beneath each of the trees. It's just cute. Like, it doesn't even need to be functional. It's just for cuteness. And I put these little lollipops across the top. So trees on the bottom, little lollipops across the top. And then I decide to use the bigger die cut stickers in the center there to create like visual weight balance, and I really like how that ended up looking as well. And like each page has its unique vibe, just following the vibe of the page, you know. Oh no, I'm not there yet. So I still really liked the idea of these bears at the top, so you can see I do decide to do it here on a page that isn't as strictly just green or blue and pink, and so it's the one where the bears are dancing on the bottom left. I just add them to the top, and it looks super cute. And unfortunately, I guess I should warn you guys that my video does cut off. I don't know when or how that happened, but there is a full flip through at the end, so don't worry if you missed that. I did realize that I have a full blank page in the back that's an extra page, so that's where I put down that little bear. And here I really like how this page turned out actually. Across from the little village, I put down 3 large full boxes from the planner kit and put an individual bear on each of those stickers, and then some washi tape across. Took me a minute to decide again how I want that washi tape to work, and that's probably another page where I end up adding more washi tape after filming, because I want to use it up, guys. And yeah, I add washi tape to the top of that, and I like how that looks. And that's what I mean, like just layering, like looking at a page and being like, does it look full enough? And then you can avoid it getting over cluttered and, you know, just giving yourself time. I really love doing the little strips of washi at an angle like that. So I do that a little bit on this page. Again, really love how it turns out and just creates, yeah, a little bit of uniqueness, uses up some of the washi tape because it's all just for fun. So I do 3 strips here. It's a little bit lower than the Sweetstown, but it doesn't really bother me. I decided to use this green teddy bear up top on this page. Sorry, my cat wanted to visit. So he mirrors the bottom left corner of this page where there's a green guy and a little candy. So I put a big green guy and a big pink candy on the top right, and I really love how that turned out. So we're continuing our little dance page, our little dancing bears disco page, to use up the rest of the confetti bears that I have. It takes me a minute to figure out the exact layout I want there, but I do it. So then flipping back, I remember to do my intro pages. So there is my weight tracker, which isn't something that I'm doing super frequently. It'll probably just be like once a month, but it is interesting to track it across a year. And because it's a shorter month, there's this blank space at the end, so I put a few extra little candy dots. And this is where I had forgotten to save a full box from the Hobonichi size kit, but thankfully I still had literally just this one left. So I used that and put down this little bear sticker that I had. So thankfully I still had enough to fill that out. And then for the year at a glance here, trimmed down again the monthly header and used the little trimmings to decorate the sides of that space. So then this is where I start using other stickers that I have to decorate the sidebar of my weeklies. And this is, again, I just kind of pick a theme of sorts that matches with the kit. So this one had the tree sticker, so I decided to use up some of my trees. So I just throw them down, sprinkle in the candies as well, and go from there. And here there's the pink stripey vibes from both the washi and the ice cream shop. And so I decided to use the last of the foily candies and then sprinkle in other little options. The house one from the full box, so I throw in trees and houses to match that vibe. So you can see like cohesion, like all of the kit matches, but then there's also different sticker styles and things like that. So yeah, trying to find on each page a sense of connection. And once again, battling with that page. That page was a struggle. So I have this big box that I don't know what to do with, and eventually I just plop it in the middle of a page, and you know what? I like how it turned out. And that's the thing, it's just like, oh, this page needs something. So this is where I realized that the video had cut out. So I am very sorry about that. And I just do my quick flip through. I really love how my mini calendars at the front look. And I think that this kit is absolutely adorable. I was worried when I saw the little candies at first for the preview, but the gummy bears are what really sold me. And the idea of it being like a town made out of sweets is very, very cute. And as you see, everything just fits perfectly. I used up all of the decor, and you'll see I added a few details here and there, and I added even more after the end of filming, because I was on a roll, you know. But it's super functional and super cute. I made this little card also that is very cute with the card from the little pin there. And that is what I have left for the washi. And you'll see I used almost every sticker. There are still quite a few stickers, but these are all the functional boxes that I will still use throughout the month. But all the deco, I used that. I used it all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.